Hello everybody, hope you guys are doing well. Wish you a very happy new year and to your families and to your loved ones. Today is the 1st of January again of 2021. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to just have a small informal chat with you. So 2020 has been some year, hell of a lot. We've gone through lots as people, as families, as friends, as humanity. And the unique thing about 2020, what happened, the coronavirus, the COVID-19 virus, the deadly virus is, it was common for everybody. It didn't choose people, it didn't just target a particular community or country or city or something like that. It was a universal problem. And there is so much we got to learn. I was talking to a very senior person in his 80s and he told me a very interesting thing. He told me that this experience has taught humanity to value and be grateful for things which we have, which many a times you are taking it for granted. Simple things like getting to meet your family, getting to hug your kids, your loved ones, meeting your parents, just going out for a drive, going for a meal, walking around, going to the park, going for a cup of tea, a beer, going dancing, attending weddings, just going out and meeting people, just the freedom. This pandemic kind of took away a freedom from us. Very, very sad for the people who have lost their lives, who could not recover from COVID after testing positive. My prayers are with their families and their loved ones. I hope God gives them the strength to bear this loss, and may God bless the soul of their loved ones. We know your loss is irreparable and you must be missing your loved ones, and our deepest sympathies are with you, and we understand how it feels. But that's how things are. As I was telling you that when the COVID-19 was officially declared a pandemic, a global pandemic by the WHO, everybody towards mid of March or end of March were locked up in their houses. We were just not allowed to go out, complete lockdown, and we were almost under house arrest. We could not go around to meet our friends, families, loved ones, kids. Sometimes parents were separated from their kids, they couldn't meet. It was a very traumatic period, the first 3-4 months, talking especially about India in particular now. And March end, it was the last week of March, the lockdown was announced. Then March end, April, May were one of the most traumatic and difficult months. Every day on the news you're hearing cases doubling, people dying, no places in hospitals. The hospital staff, the medical teams working so hard, putting their life at risk. Police being very strict around, putting their cops putting their lives at risk, getting infected, many of them dying. and not allowed to go out. It was horrific. It was unbelievable that something like that can happen. And and everybody was under fear that it could be me next, it could be my family member, it could be anybody. And it was an air of fear, air of loss of life, air of losing your loved ones, air of losing your own life. Nobody was thinking about the financial issues, nobody was thinking about their properties, their wealth, holidays, tourism, the gold, the shares. Nobody was thinking about all that at that time. It was towards the end of May, I would say, that people started realizing that this is growing like crazy in India. India was fast galloping towards a huge number, and India being a country which is so congested and so many people living in a particular space, then people realized that COVID is here to stay, and the scientist community who are working so hard were not going to find it easy to find the vaccine, the solution for this. Then it dawned on people that they were running out of money, economic problems. People had lost their jobs, businesses had closed down indefinitely, people's salaries stopped coming, companies were running in losses, they couldn't pay their employees, and we're talking about 1.3 billion people in India. So it was a very scary situation, health wise, with fear of the worst, and economic wise. So initially our government was like any other government in the world. Our government too was very confused, they didn't know what to do, our medical community and everything. Soon we got a grip of the situation, and the news media did a wonderful job. People on the ground who put their lives at risk, we cannot forget this year without thanking them. The news media people, the medical staff, the people who work in the pharmacy store, who do the supply chain, reach the medicines to the pharmacy stores, the factories of the medical medicines which are still running, the policemen who are on the line all over India, all over the world, the scientist community who are working, the Swiggy guys, delivery guys. There's so many of them, they just went beyond their call of duty. They put their life at risk and the life of their families at risk. There's so many people who didn't meet their own families for days and weeks together for the fear of passing on to the families, and people didn't know, symptomatic or asymptomatic. There were so many rumors going. So it was a difficult period. We cannot forget this year ever. It comes once in 100 years. It came 100 years back. Then thankfully in June our government started opening up things. They called it Unlock 1, Unlock 2, Unlock 3, and slowly people started moving out to markets to buy the essentials and stuff like that. And then people started getting their jobs back. Some got it sooner, some got it later, the small businesses, and things opened up. People started breathing the fresh air, the free air. Then the parks opened up. Then towards the end, the saloons, the gyms, people hadn't had haircuts and shaves for days together. The gyms opened up, the restaurants, and it was very important for our government to open that up because of the economy, because Jaan and Jahan was both important. Jaan means life and Jahan means livelihood. So our government had to balance it, and the people responded pretty well in India. They were understanding, they were respectful of the government rules, and they followed the procedures, protocols of mask, sanitizer, hand wash, social distancing. And now we have kind of completely opened up, but still the virus is not yet gone. So we shouldn't celebrate too early. Then towards the month of November, things really opened up. That time Diwali was around the corner on 14th of November. Till then celebrations were quite very quiet, whether it was the Garba, the dancing festival which comes in the month of Navratri. The Ramzan Eid, people didn't go to their mosques for prayers. People didn't usually have the feasting that they do. They perform their prayers at home. People don't go out to meet each other in the month of Ramzan Eid. Then only during Diwali time, which is around mid-November, people started going out, and the government kind of opened up because they were concerned that livelihoods and economy needs to open up, otherwise people will die of starvation if not through the virus. So now things are better as far as economy, at least people are getting their jobs back and businesses have opened up which can, and people are also mentally a bit happy to go out in the parks. Some movie halls have opened up, shopping malls, parks. So people are feeling much more normal that way than what mental state they were in March, April, May. Most people had gone into a depression, being locked up in their own house, in a house arrest, and many times without their loved ones. So now things are good. Diwali went off well. Christmas also was subdued. The usual masses didn't take place, the midnight mass and all. There's 11 p.m. restriction in Mumbai and many other places in India. So the masses were done much before that, before the scheduled time. And also limited number of people were allowed. So it was not a Christmas as usual, but okay, some kind of celebrations took place. New Year's Eve was very quiet in Mumbai and whole of India because people respected the 11 p.m. deadline put in by the government. Now, okay, we are fine now, but the battle is not over yet. We need to still keep a mask on before we move on, follow social distancing, and we need to stand as a race, as a human race with each other. That this virus has taught us the most important element, that we all same and we need to stand together, united, and hopefully be good to each other, understanding of each other, be kind to each other. And it will take a few months, I think maybe half a year, 6 months for the vaccine to be given to everybody, and hopefully life should come back to normal by the middle of this year or next year. But till then, we are breathing fresh air, we are free, we can meet our loved ones, and we should be very grateful for that. So now, yeah, we have entered this new year from today, 2021. WON. So people are happy that the one traumatic year has ended, but the battle is not yet over, as I told earlier. We need to still keep our guards up, and at the same time I feel we should be very respectful, understanding and kind towards each other. And this pandemic has taught us so many things. We can even learn from it. There's so much to learn from this last 10 months that we all have gone through. I know people of the world are still suffering, testing positive. A lot of people are dying. It's very, very sad. It's tragic. But from every dark spot, there's always something good to learn. And my learning personally has been that everything is temporary. Nothing is going to stay here forever. So for me, that's the biggest learning. And it has got people together. I hope everybody feels that way, that we need to support each other, be understanding and kind and loving to each other, and help each other. That's very important. So it's for us to understand that how we look at the pandemic. It's good to be selfless, care for others, for people around us. There are many people who don't have the privileges and good things that we have. We have to think about them also. So there is so much to learn from this virus called COVID-19. So as we enter into 2021, I just hope that we all are safe, all our loved ones, your loved ones, everybody is fine, and soon the COVID-19 should be a thing of the past. I hope the vaccines work. I hope the various governments have the infrastructure, supply chain management in place to vaccinate people as soon as possible. So we should look at the future with hope, with promise, with excitement, with happiness, with a sense of contentment. Hey, we are alive. Isn't that a big thing itself, that we were able to survive this? Whereas in March, April, we thought that humanity is going to end. It was something like this. So we all have kind of survived this situation, economically, health-wise, in every which way. So we should be happy about it and contented, but at the same time pray and support those people who have lost their loved ones. It must be heartbreaking for them. So, and we should not forget the sacrifices made by the medical people, the securities people, the police, and many other people who put their lives on the line to look after humanity. We should not ever forget the sacrifices they made for us, and we should look forward to hope. I hope 2021 will be a great year, and it will bring back things to normal as soon as possible in the next few months, and we'll be able to travel from one place to another in public transport, go to public places and airports, flights, countries, tourist places. And I hope all those people who have lost their jobs, or who had a cut in salary, or whose businesses closed down, whose colleges were not working, schools were not working, I hope everyone gets their job back, the economies of all the countries come back to normal as soon as possible, and I hope that we will be able to appreciate each other more and be grateful for all the blessings we have, and be contented with life and be supportive and caring and kind to each other, because that is what will see us through. We all are one. We are one race, which is humanity, and we should not forget that ever. That's very important. We should never discriminate with each other, and we should all stand by each other and just hold each other's hand and continue with this beautiful journey of life. So I hope this was an interesting talk. I'll wind up now with all my love, good wishes and support for you, your families, your loved ones, coming all the way from India. And we hope that towards the mid of this year or end of this year, you'll again be able to travel to your favorite places in the world, and COVID should be a thing of the past, and the world should be normal again, and we should never forget the lessons that COVID has taught us. So yours wishing you a very, very happy new year once again. Be good, be safe and be happy. This is Rahil Khan signing off from Mumbai. So bye for now. Take care of yourself with lots of love and blessings for all of you. Namaste.